Hello everyone and welcome to the SisTea podcast.
Welcome to SisTea, welcome back.
I'm your host Tilly.
And I'm your host Harriet.
And today we've got a special guest.
My special friend! That sounds like my boyfriend. Oh, my girlfriend! My special friend!
We do wish.
Hello!
The tea is extra hot today. Honestly, it is boiling, my mouth is burning.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody welcome my Tia.
Hello! Thank you for having me.
So, well, let's get into it. We may as well. So, boil the kettle. Let's get...
I was
do that part of the introduction.
Boil the kettle, grab some biscuits, and let's get down to the tea.
Let's get down to the tea. I butchered that. Who the hell is she? Sorry.
Our listeners are going to be listening in their earphones.
They're going to be like, oh wow.
They're like, I wish I didn't put my beats on, bitch.
They're going to be like, oh shit, like that sound quality. So, Tia, who are you?
Who am
Who
I?
are you?
Hi, who are we? I'm Tia. I'm 23. I'm from London, but I live in Manchester.
Southern girl.
How long have we known each other?
I would say we've known each other about 2 years, but we've become very close within the past year. Would you say?
Or so,
I would say about half an hour.
Yeah, literally. Like, not very long.
I know, I saw her OnlyFans online and thought,
Oh, God.
jeez,
Just
gotta
gotta
get her
slide
around.
in. So my full-time job is I'm an OnlyFans creator.
Woo!
Wow. I went full-time with OnlyFans in October 2020. I started it last year it was like around March.
Yeah, but you didn't really promote it, did you?
Yeah, I didn't promote it. It was something that I kept quite hush-hush. While I was on furlough, I was like, right, I'll make a little bit of extra money, see what it's like. I did it for a little bit, and then I just kind of dip-toe-in.
Did those freshly polished little toesies
Yeah. And then I kind of had a break from it, and I came back to it. I was made redundant from my old job in September 2020 because of everything that is going on in the world. Coronavirus.
Maybe explain what your old job was.
Yes, so I used to work for a homelessness and housing charity. I was one of the managers. I co-managed the street fundraising team. So
She's such a good girl, isn't she?
Basically, I worked
She's
in
an
charity
angel.
for like 5 years. I'm really nice.
I'm a really good
nice.
person.
I'm really smart, really nice. I'm fit.
I just like to help people all the time.
I'm just
Pot
such a
of gold.
humanitarian, you know.
You know.
And so I basically those really, really annoying people that you see on the streets that are like, hey, come and talk to me, give me bank details. I managed all of those, and
Now you do it in another way.
I was gonna say.
I've gone from taking people's money for homeless people to taking people's money for me.
To pay your rent.
Yeah, to pay my rent and to fund my prosecco.
Which
Cheers
is
to that.
necessary.
Cheers.
Cheers, ladies.
Cheers,
ladies.
Look me in the eye. We don't want
No
sex.
bad luck.
Mm-mm.
Guys, if you don't look each other in the eye when you clink your
7
glass,
years bad sex.
7 years bad sex.
And we cannot be doing that on the
No.
SisTea podcast
Absolutely
because,
not.
or else, what's the content going to be? You know?
What is life? I'd put a twist on that. I'm not stupid. I do know the lyrics.
Okay.
Right, sorry, T. Carry on.
Okay, so basically.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Sorry, guys. That's my dog.
I went from that. I had a team of sometimes up to like 10, 12 people. And I really, really loved it. I've worked in charity for like 5 years and was unfortunately made redundant. I then had about a month and a half or so of where I was in limbo, and I was honestly like a bit all over the place. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? Because I've been in that job for such a long time.
Yeah, 5 years is
It's a
large
comfort
chunk
blanket at the
your-
end of the day, isn't it?
I was like, I don't
Yeah.
know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I was like, what else can I do? And like my parents are like, you need to get a job. Like what's
It's like,
how
tell me something I don't know.
In a global pandemic, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, I actually genuinely don't know what I want to do. And the more and more I thought about going and kind of getting like a sex work, as we call it, like vanilla job. The more and more I thought about going and getting like a vanilla job or like going and working for someone else, I was just like,
Remember one
Just not
point
for me.
we
It's not
spoke
for
about
me.
you potentially like doing brows or something,
Doing
but you
brows
were never
and
like
lashes.
passionate about it. It was never like, this is what I want to do. So it was, when I was going to train with lashes, I was like, this is what I want to do, and I was so like, you know, and that's how I feel about this podcast. This is what I want to do,
that's what I
guys.
wanna do.
But yeah, you was never passionate about anything else really, but you've always been, since forever, like a very outspoken, confident, and what's the word?
Cocky? No.
Cocky little
Sexy.
sexy. But no, someone who's like very, oh god, what's the word? I'm gonna have to cut this out because it's gonna take me so long. You know, someone who's very supportive of like feminism and very like
very sexually open.
A sexually open person.
Very sexually open
Tia
person.
is sexually open.
And I think that is becoming more of a thing now. Which
I'm
is so
sexually
good.
a jar. Like my door's a jar.
My doors are wide open. You're like your toes kind of like
Always there.
pointing out.
My toes like, yeah, you know,
Peeking.
I'll make some sort of like, I've
got
got a very
peek
sick
through.
mind, I'll make a joke, but you know, I've
It's
got a
full
lot
of
of
innuendos.
I'm
but-
full of innuendos, but you know, take
And
my
I
hats
think,
off to Tia.
in all honesty, I think that's the amazing thing that has come out of OnlyFans. I know we haven't got onto that just yet, but I will say that I think it's given people the confidence and women to take it back.
and men,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I'm sorry, I don't know much about sex work in modern day, but I just think it's such a good thing because I think girls are being like, if you like, because guys will take nudes for free, but now you're like, no, you can pay me for that one.
Yeah.
Like honestly,
Yeah.
no more sending nudes. Make sure they pay for it first.
This time, if we refer back to episode 1, you can get your face in it this time, ladies.
Ladies, I think it was actually episode 2.
Oh my, was it?
yeah,
It was episode
yeah.
2. We're on episode 4 now, guys.
It's a bit crazy.
no.
It's a bit mad.
But yeah, so I basically had time where I was like, do I do brows? Do I do lashes? Do I do some sort of like beauty course? And I just didn't know. And then I was like, do you know what? I want to work. I know that I want to work for myself. I know that I don't want to go back to getting up at like 7:30 in the morning and getting in at like 7:30 at night and doing long days.
Waking up when it's dark.
Waking up
Coming
when
back
it's
when
dark.
Rude.
Working outside all day.
Sorry.
Working outside all day and working in the rain and the cold, and so I was just like, right, I was like, I'm going to do OnlyFans, but I'm going to put all of my efforts into it, and I'm going to do it properly. I'm going to put it on all of my socials, and everyone's going to know about it, including my parents. So I then
I remember the conversation. I was doing your lashes.
You were doing my lashes
and
while
you
I was
just told
waiting
your
for my
mum.
mum. I sent my mum this long text saying, look, I'm doing this now.
decision.
This is what I want. This is what I want to do. This is why. And she didn't text me back all day. And it got to about 6 o'clock and Harriet was doing my lashes and my phone went off on my lap, and obviously I had my
You were
eyes
like,
closed.
who was it? And
So
I was like,
yeah, I was like, is that my mum? And you were like, it says mother. And I was like, oh my god. And then I had to lay there for another like hour and a bit with my
you're like,
eyes
hurry
closed.
Hurry up, for
I was like,
God's sake!
Hello.
Excuse me,
this kid.
sir. He's just on the
Get
table.
in.
So,
Do you want to talk on the
what was,
other side?
sorry, if you don't mind me interrupting, what were your parents' reactions? Were they fully like, or did it take time?
let's talk
or-
about everyone's reactions. So parents' reactions first, and then the public. Like when you first put it
Yes.
out there, because I know when you first put something out there, people are like, "Whoa!" You know, like it's when we first put the podcast out. We had so much
like,
positive
"Oh my
people being like, "This is
God."
amazing."
Yeah.
Did you feel like you got the same reception when you was changing your career?
Okay, so my parents, I feel very, very, very blessed that my mum's reaction was really good. So I told my mum first, and she basically came back with saying, look, doing this sort of work and being involved in sex work is a bit of a slippery slope to want to do more and more and more stuff.
Stay safe.
Yeah.
So she was like, be careful, make sure that you're keeping safe. And she basically said that she didn't want me doing mainstream porn. She was like, just be
You
careful.
can do everything else, just not that.
Yeah. And I was like, that's fine. That's not something that I would want to do anyway.
Yeah.
And we had a really, really good conversation about it, because the way that I put it to my parents, I was like, I'm doing this because I want to make some mad money, save it and invest it, and have other businesses, and hopefully retire from
And
sex
be able
work.
to travel a bit more. Like you've always wanted to travel, haven't you?
Exactly. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, if people are going to pay for it, why not?
Yeah, and as well, this is something I also feel very blessed that this is something that I can do wherever I am in the world. I work from my phone. I can sit here while we're
Promote a video.
Yeah,
Video.
a video.
A butt video. That's what
Video. That's what we're
A
coining it now.
video. And yeah, I can work from wherever I want in the world. So yeah, my mum was good. She then kind of said, good luck telling your dad. And I
he was
texted my dad,
sharing,
and my
wasn't
dad
he?
was fine. He replied So I sent him this big old long text again, and his reply was, "I know what OnlyFans is. Full stop." And I was
Dad, how?
What? You know?
Sad.
Let me just.
He doesn't subscribe. He watched a documentary on it. It was the I
Was
can't
it
remember.
BBC iPlayer?
Yes.
Was it with? Oh,
It will
There
be
was like a
BBC
16-year-old
iPlayer,
girl that was doing it.
that
Oh,
was
yeah.
scary. She was interviewed in a hotel room, wasn't she?
Yes.
Yeah. I remember.
Was it
that.
Stacey Dooley?
No, it was
No.
another. I think her name's Ellie. She's fabulous. I
yes,
love
yes,
her.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We support you.
he'd watched that,
You.
and he was kind of like, I know what OnlyFans is, full stop. And then he was like, I'm going to call you. And I was like, oh God. And then he called me and he was like, I watched that TV programme. I know that there are girls that are making some serious money. Like there was a girl that made like £10,000 in a week. And he was like, what I want you to do is make sure that you don't make a load of money and then piss it up the wall.
I remember him. Yes. Of
Okay.
course. Yeah, we're unfiltered here. We do put it out there.
Yeah, he was like, don't piss it up the wall. He was like,
Yeah.
right. He was like, what I want you to do is set up a business account. I'm going to be your financial advisor. Once you get to a certain point, you're going to be putting this much away, and I'm going to help you.
Yeah.
My parents wise, I feel so blessed that I have their support and their blessing. Because they were the main people that I wanted to make sure were okay with it.
At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what
My
anyone else thinks apart from your parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took a while to come
My
around.
stepdad
didn't he?
took it quite hard. I didn't know how hard until Christmas, so I told my parents what was at the end of October, when I went back down south for Christmas to see my family. My stepdad and I ended up having the conversation where he was actually really upset by it, which really broke my heart.
I mean, I would. Like, I don't blame you
Yeah.
for feeling that way, yeah.
And we had a very long, emotional, very, very drunk conversation.
That's the
that
best
the
way
night
to
we
do
was on
it.
the phone?
That's the
No
best
worries.
way to do it.
Guys, you know what? Soon I'm gonna release these videos of me on Christmas. But let me
please
tell
don't.
you what, I was
Please
peaked.
don't.
Yeah.
Please
I
don't.
was. I to be fair, though, my power nap sorted me right out.
I'm pretty
didn't
sure
it?
I was in the room with you, and and you were
I was on the
playing
phone
some
to
sort of...
Tia. I was like, wow. It was
Yeah.
Prosecco Pong, like the fifth
We
round.
were playing Prosecco Pong. So yeah, and after, I think my stepdad's still not completely happy with it. But I do think after that conversation, he was just quite worried for my safety and whether it was something that I was sure that I wanted to do and that I wouldn't regret in the future and things like that.
So I
which
don't think it's a decision you can
I
ever
think
take lightly,
will-
is it?
yeah, we'll kind of go into, do I think I'll regret it in the future in a little bit, in a little
When we
more
get
detail.
through, when we get to our assumptions and questions.
But yeah, my family are fine. My nan, on my mum's side, yeah, she knows, and she just kind of.
She's like, let me go on it.
She was like naughty, and she was the same as my
Yeah.
mum. She was like, as long as you're being safe.
Yeah.
So yeah, my family all good. With regards to the reaction that I got from everyone else surrounding, like when I put it on my Instagram, my first month of OnlyFans was really, really successful.
I remember you had, like people subbing left, right, and centre.
Just constant, because I had all of these people on my Instagram who had followed me. I mean, I don't have that many followers, but there were obviously a lot of people on my Instagram, a lot of guys, I assume that have followed me for quite a while,
I feel like
who
Tinder
were
and
like,
stuff.
had always wanted to see
Yeah.
it. So they were
Yeah.
like, well,
They were
now we
like,
got it.
well, now we
My
got it,
prayers
kids.
have been answered.
There we go.
To be fair, the amount of people in my requested DMs that I've seen that have been like, do you have OnlyFans? Do you have OnlyFans? Do you have OnlyFans? And I'm just like, you that keen?
Yeah,
Like,
they want to see it.
Maybe I'm missing
So-
something. I don't get that.
do you think like it's all like switched now? Like people think, oh, well, to see your nudes, I'm gonna need to get your OnlyFans. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Because they know that. I think
yeah.
they
true.
know that they're not gonna. They know that maybe they know that they're not gonna see it any other way.
well, women are more switched on. And they're like, well, if you
So-
want to see this,
Then you're gonna have to pay. 'cause
I
other
can get
people
some
are
money for
cheaper.
it.
Yeah.
Which I completely understand, to be honest. Like,
May as well.
might as well get
So
a
you're
bit
looking at a
both.
coat on like All Saints, and you're like,
You're like, maybe.
yeah.
So yeah, but I mostly had a good reaction. I do every now and then. I find it quite funny when I post promo on my Instagram. We'll have people unfollow me, which I find quite funny.
It's their loss. At the
I
end of the day.
have had one thing. I wonder if they'll be listening. Actually, probably not. I did actually have someone that I know who I heard. I realised I basically this guy that I used to go to school with, have known him for years, have always been quite good friends with him. And I realised that he unfollowed me. And then someone else, one of our mutual friends, was like, oh, did you realise that blank had unfollowed you on Instagram?
So he's spoken about it.
And I was like, yeah. I was like, I wondered why. I was like, I just assumed it was maybe because he's got a new girlfriend or something, or I didn't really think twice about it. And apparently he had said that he finds it really hypocritical and ironic that I post so much about feminism, but yeah, I do OnlyFans.
I want to chuck my drink.
I'm angry because I don't
Taking
think
ownership.
that has, and that's literally
It's
taking
got no
ownership.
They're
relevance.
completely parallel, aren't they?
Yeah.
Also,
Apparently I
who-
can't be a feminist
Who
if
made
I'm
him the
doing
feminism
it.
police?
Yeah.
Who made him decide?
Why are you
Who
so
made
sad?
him president of feminism?
Sir, why are you so triggered? That's what I want to know.
Why are you so triggered?
Sir, why are you
You
triggered?
need to sit back down.
So
Sit back down, Jeffrey.
I think you should do whatever you want with your body. At the end of the day, it's yours. But you know,
His name's not Jeffrey, is it?
No.
I was going to say we're getting cancelled.
We're
It ain't Jeffrey.
How did you know? So yeah, so like little things like that. I have had a girl that I used to go to school with. I promote on my Facebook as well every now and then, like on my Facebook story.
I forgot about Facebook.
Yeah,
I
I forgot that was a thing.
MySpace.
No, we're gonna get sued. We're gonna get
It's
sued
on
for
my
that one.
Bebo.
It's on my MSN.
Oh, if I had
actually.
Bebo, you'd be my other half.
Should I just leave or I don't know.
But yeah, I've had some like little shitty comments that people have said. Like a girl that I used to go to school with just popped up on my Facebook Messenger and was like, "Is this OnlyFans?" And I was like, "Yeah, babe, it is." Like, did you have any questions? And then there was just no reply. And I kind of put it in my girls' chat, and they were like, "Oh, like she meant that in a shitty shitty way. Like, is this OnlyFans?" I was like, "Yeah, it is."
It's just
It
like
is.
I think with things like that, like, was there any reason to say it? At the end of
No.
the day, it was just
Yeah.
meant to hurt your feelings and
Yeah.
make you. But she's at the end of the day probably very jealous.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because you're making
Yeah.
buck for something that at the end of the day is what males are buying into.
Yeah,
and
I
females,
see
and females.
OnlyFans as a movement, and I see it as a movement towards something more positive and something more like, you know how we get the movement of freedom of speech. Do you know what I mean? And we've had, you know, anti-racism, anti-sexism, LGBTQ. You know, it's I just see it as like another thing that we're moving towards of people owning their shit.
Yeah,
And
socially accepting.
I'm gonna so cringe so hard when I hear that back when I say that.
No, I know.
Oh my god,
I think we are moving towards a society of where we're socially becoming more
It's a
accepting
body.
of sex work,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is really, really exciting.
And
but
female
also,
sexuality in general.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to say something. I've just thought of a point. So,
Alright.
you know when you watch, say, Bridgerton or like Top Boy or whatever,
Stop.
naked women in that, they get their tits out. Where on the celebrities' Instagram they say you shouldn't have got your tits out, this and that. Like, there's full on like breast scenes
Like he was
in so many. I've seen like, what was I watching? You fall and see someone's bush. Is it 50 Shades where she's got like a bush?
yeah,
potentially.
Yeah.
Do you think Dakota got shit for that?
Yeah.
Absolutely
probably
not. She's
there
hot.
will be people,
Oh my
but
Yeah.
I think people are very, very fast to shame sex workers, and especially female sex workers. Like, realistically, I saw a meme the other day that was like guys shaming girls for selling their nudes to like 100 people, but they'll send an unsolicited dick pic to 100 girls on Instagram.
God,
They think it's
exactly.
fine.
How many
And it's
dick
like-
pics do you have in your requested? Oh my god.
I used to get quite a lot, but you probably
They
saw on my
slowed down.
Instagram that I
You just
shared.
shame them, don't you?
Yeah, I've just started shaming people publicly on my Instagram stories.
What, so you post them?
Yeah.
Not the actual picture, but I will post
Their
the
profile.
conversation and like put a little emoji over their little pee-pee.
Yeah.
And I will out them and I will tag them in my story.
I love you. I actually love
This
you.
happened to me. Remember, we'd just been on a
I
night out.
don't want to see your penis.
I don't
You
wanna
gotta
see
pay
your
me.
I
I literally charge for people to send me dick pics. If you want me to look at your penis, you have to
Then-
send me money.
And I can rate it out of 10 if you'd like.
That's what I do. I literally I do dick ratings. I do genital ratings.
Right.
Well, no, I remember
there's
after a
something
night
to
out.
this.
Where had we been? Alchemist, was it? It was this
Yeah.
is when we were let out again. I think it was just a random night out we'd gone on. By the way, guys, we are part of the same bubble before this starts. Tia lives alone, so And this guy had sent me recently, like, it come up, blah, 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 was to send you a message. And I thought, right, okay. You know, I usually look at it. I don't usually look at my requested, but I was like, you know what? Like, it's come up. And it was just this.
He was a PT.
Veiny. Yeah, he was.
He was a PT,
Yeah.
which is so
Was that the
scary.
one that you said that he followed me as well?
No, that was another one. Oh my god, I've still got
yeah.
that picture. Makes me feel sick.
You were in
He
a fight at that point,
didn't he have his
but you
like
had to
two
see
fingers
it.
pressed down on his balls, and I was like, that's just like I don't want that.
Yeah.
That like
Yeah.
what makes you think? Like it makes me want to completely delete my whole social media and Instagram because I don't want to be receiving things like that. Like
Yeah.
I never asked for it.
No.
Like you know, even if you to be fair, when you're in a relationship, even half the time you don't even ask for them anyway. You just get sent them like, hey
But
babe, what are you doing?
There's a difference between. I saw another funny meme because I spend my life on my phone, obviously, and I saw a really funny picture of where it has said like unconsensual dick pics, and it was like a dirty dildo in a bush, and like literally like in a bush covered in mud, covered in litter, and then there was like consensual dick pics, and it was like a dildo on a platform with like rays of light shining on it. It's the consensual and the non-consensual that makes the difference.
It's the consensualness that gets me off.
Yeah. It's the respect for me. It's the respect that it's the respect for me. And I don't think a lot of people realise that.
Can we all grasp the fact that like it, you know, I don't want your dick in my DMs.
No.
I also don't want to be asked to be a sugar baby in my DMs as well. I'm kind of sick of that. Like you're all fake.
Yeah.
I mean, unless
real
you
sugar
have
daddies.
actually sent me it through my Cash App, I don't want to hear about it. Don't tell me who you are. I don't care. Just send me the money. Thanks.
Exactly. And this is exactly why I have in my bio on my Instagram, you go to all my links, it says want my attention, ? Cash App me. If you want me to reply to your message, either subscribe to my OnlyFans or send me a tribute on Cash App, and then I will reply to you.
What should I put in mine?
I don't need any more.
You won't get it.
You
won't get it.
You will not get it
Leave
unless
me
you're something
alone.
special. So
Yeah. Tia, do you want to explain a little bit about what OnlyFans is then, just so if anyone doesn't know what it is?
or has lived under a rock and really doesn't know what OnlyFans is. Just missed out.
Yeah, I think a lot of people actually don't. A lot of people ask me kind of like, how does it work and how do you make your money? And if you don't do it, it is maybe a little bit confusing, and I'm learning every day. So OnlyFans essentially is a platform. So if you can imagine Instagram and the layout, it's technically, I have a page, I have a feed of where I post content. People pay a monthly subscription to see that content. With OnlyFans, you can post absolutely anything you want. Majority of OnlyFans creators are sex workers, but there are chefs, PTs, musicians.
I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, that use it to. They will post workout videos on there. They will post music. They will post recipes.
I thought that because there's something in America called Patreon. I thought they used that.
Patron's also used by sex workers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Actually, sorry.
Patron used to be a bar that I loved in Manchester. Sorry.
Relevant.
Right. My relevance in this podcast is very little.
She just adds irrelevant comments.
Little bit of spice.
So basically people pay a monthly subscription, which any creator can choose their subscription price. So it can be anywhere between, I think the lowest is $5, and then it goes up to whatever you want. You can then do promotions. So you can do like 10, 15, 20, 25% promotions, like off for however long you want. And then people can also message me. So one of the main things about it is that a lot of people kind of like the experience of like getting to know me a little bit more, being able to message me. And people can ask for custom content, which I then charge more for. So if someone wants something specific,
if you want to take my time, you're going to have to pay for it.
So things like genital ratings or sexting sessions, and everything else. So that's what OnlyFans is. OnlyFans actually takes 20% of everything that their creators earn.
I didn't know that it was that much.
So 20% of everything I earn goes to OnlyFans.
How do you feel about that, by the way? Do you think it should be less?
I think it's rude.
Considering how many people
It's
are on it.
rude. I do think it's rude.
Yeah.
I personally do think it should be less.
Especially now that the platform has grown so rapidly.
Like they must be
Yeah.
earning a lot.
Yeah. Because 20% is a lot. Like
Yeah.
realistically, you look at it, I have to pay 20% of my earnings to OnlyFans and then 20% tax. So I'm only getting 40% of my money.
It's like as well, I
No,
remember...
60%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 60%.
60%. Can we do that again?
Black that out.
I do think it should be less.
I think so.
Because realistically, OnlyFans are taking 20% of my earnings, and then I have to pay 20% tax.
And it's taking 100% of your time.
Exactly. So I'm only getting 60% of what I earn at the end of the day, which is actually a little bit mad.
And as well, when you start to set up your own business as well, like I know for me, so I've had a year, because I'm with Barclays, I don't even know if I can mention this, but
She's at a bank.
I'm at a bank, and I banked with them for a year, so I got my first year free with the business account. However, going forward now I have to pay like a monthly fee, so it's like you forget about that. But I also remember one of my friends, she used to do camming, and they used to take 50%.
Wow,
Like-
that is extortion.
I've done bits of camming. So I used to cam when I think my introduction to sex work was when I was like 18. I did a little bit of webcamming. I can't remember exactly how much of my money they took, but yeah,
It's
I did
a lot,
that
isn't
for
it?
a little bit. But
But yeah, I think that's what probably introduced you to the
Yes.
sex industry. So it begins. So guys, Tia's in the hot seat. So we asked you guys, and Tia asked anonymously, the tea
The
is
absolute tea.
basically some questions that people want to know about Tia and OnlyFans. So let's put her in the hot seat. Let's begin. So one of the questions was, has your dating life an opinion on boys/men? Notice that boys/men.
We've got a
Boys!
lot of boys, even though they're above the age of 25.
Has that changed, and do boys speak to you differently? Do they treat you differently? Like what's changed?
So I definitely have seen a difference in my view of men and boys. I think I don't put up with as much shit now. I do find that some guys will kind of start a conversation. I'll say that I do OnlyFans, and they'll really, really like delve into the questions. They're like, oh, like, so like, what content do you do? So like,
Do you think it's inquisitive, or they're just being dicks?
I think there are some guys that actually genuinely do get off on having those conversations because they're trying to like imagine it, and it's like if you want that, then like if that's all you want from me, then just go and pay
Then
for
subscribe.
it. Just
Yeah.
subscribe.
Subscribe. Help me out a bit.
There's like a very, very big difference that I've seen of guys that are like, I would never be with a girl that does OnlyFans.
I actually spoke to two of my guy mates today about this, and I said, would you date someone who does OnlyFans, sex work, etc.? And they were like, absolutely fine. I think they were like, we'll draw the line at porn. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
you know, they didn't really go into that. But they said like, and I kind of agree with it a little bit, it's the jealousy that they enjoy. So for me, I personally enjoy a bit of jealousy. I remember my ex, because I'm not going to say what he did or whatever, but girls would flock around him.
Yeah.
And I would be stood there and I wouldn't even care because I'm like, that's my man and he's coming home with me.
At the
And
end
they
of the day,
kind
I
of said the
still
same
got it.
thing. They were like, you can pay for this, you look at this, but at the end of the day, that's my missus.
Yeah.
And that's mine, and you're paying for that, and I get that for free. That's mine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that is, and that's the difference. That's that big dick energy.
Boy, men.
Yeah, it's
Boy,
the
man.
insecurity.
Between a
It's
boy and a man.
that's what I've found. The guys that are the type of guys that are like, I would never be with a girl who does OnlyFans. I would never do this. Are the type of guys that are insecure. They are the type of guys that aren't very confident, and it's in general not the type of guy that I would want to be with anyway.
They have to remember, you're self-employed.
I'm self-employed.
You're
I'm my own boss.
You're your
I
own
choose
boss.
when
How
I work.
empowering is that?
No,
Yeah.
it is.
Like, think about how empowering it is for Tia to be her own boss, managing her own accounts, managing her own time, making her own money. She could sit there and be like, I want to make some money today. I'm going to make some new content.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
why can't they think about it that way instead of thinking, well, some
Oh,
guys see my
someone
girlfriend's
else is
tits.
looking
My
at
ex-boyfriend's seen my boobs.
Yeah.
For God's sake. Like, what's another guy that's paying for it? At the end of the day, this is the
Exactly.
money we're going to be using to go on holidays together, babe. Like, look at it that
This
way.
is
It's-
benefiting
yeah.
you as
Yeah.
well. Like, you
Yeah.
got to think about the bigger picture and just grow up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, we
Or
don't
change
need
your
small
mindset. This is what we're
boys.
trying to do. We're trying to make them see what they're not seeing. They've got their blinkers on. They're
Yeah.
like horses.
And the men that I have met that I've been like, if I've like spoken like some guys that I've been speaking to recently, or like guys that I've been involved with since I started, and I've mentioned it, I've been like, so like, I'll always ask the question, does my work,
Well, it's such a big thing.
does it affect you? Like, does it make you feel a certain kind of way? And the guys that have just been like, nope, not at all, not whatsoever, they're the guys that are really like confident within themselves.
The energy.
Yeah, it's that big dick energy. It's the guys that are confident within themselves, and they're like, you go and do you, boo.
Yeah.
Like, that's my girl.
That's my
That
girl.
is
I
my
love
girl.
being jealous.
I love it.
Honey.
And yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I have had some guys that I had a guy that I told you about who this actually really annoyed me.
I think I know who you're on about.
This actually really annoyed me.
Yeah.
I do have guys some guys that as soon as I say what I do, they just completely they disregard me straight away, but they won't tell me. So
stop wasting my time, honestly.
like they won't tell me. So for instance, I had a guy who had matched with, spoken a few times, had popped up.
Sorry.
You know exactly.
She knows the tea.
And had said something had popped up and said something along the lines of, oh, like, this is why we're not compatible because, and blah, blah. And I said, and it was meant to be a joke, like a story I put up. And I was like, why do you think we're not compatible? I was like, do you really think that? Like, we've hardly spoken. He was like, well, because of what you do for work, like, I just don't think that I could give you the amount of attention that you're used to.
Then leave me alone.
And I was like, but the difference is that the attention that I get with work, it's work mode.
It's not like I'm not emotionally attached to these people. Like,
it's very, very different.
It's like a professional setting. You're not the same person
I am
you
going
are
into work
in the
mode.
office than you are at home. You're completely different. It's not like you treat your colleagues like you treat your partner.
Exactly. And he was kind of, and when I explained that, I was like, the attention that I get online, that's not attention that I crave. It's not attention that I look for. It's not attention that makes me feel it makes me feel good to a certain extent because I'm like, I'm a fucking boss ass bitch. And like, but then also like when you get shit. But then there's a difference from when when you're talking to a guy that you really like and you get that attention, it just feels you feel really good about yourself. There's a very big difference between those two kind of like different attentions that I get. And he was like, he was like, actually, that's a really good point. I'd never thought of it that way.
There we go. This is what we're doing, kids.
The light bulb has gone on.
And then he turned around to me and was like, oh, so do you want to go for a drink? And I was like, no.
Not anymore.
Because you disregarded me before even asking the questions that you had queries to.
Exactly.
So I do, but then again, going back to the point I said earlier, that's not a guy that I would want to be with anyway. So I do find that it is a little bit of like I use it as like a screening process.
Yeah,
it gets rid of the shit ones.
It gets rid of the ones.
How do I do this in my normal day-to-day job?
Yeah, no, true, exactly.
It gets rid of the shit ones and it gets rid of the ones that I wouldn't want to be with anyway.
Yeah.
It's like when people ask, a lot of people ask, oh, would you ever stop doing this if you got into a relationship? If a guy asked you to stop, would you ever stop?
Why are you with
No.
me?
Because I would never be with a man that doesn't respect women who do sex work, or who doesn't respect me doing my job and being self-employed. Anyway, so I would never want to be with anyone like that anyway, so no, I wouldn't.
Unless you're a billionaire and you want to pay for my life and then I can go work for like dog shelters and stuff as my...
But then again, but I have had a guy, I've had a guy that has said, like, I don't want you doing this, like, what if I just like gave you like an allowance every month, like a guy that was like genuinely wanting to date me, and I was like, no. I was like, I don't need to live under someone.
You're trapped with them, which I feel like a good thing about being in control of your own content and being in control of your own OnlyFans. You're never tied to someone, and I feel like there's a sense of ownership if you are dependent on, let's say, your husband or like a sugar daddy, let's say. I know you have them, but what I'm saying is you've got multiple, so it's not like you're dependent on that one person. So you have that financial freedom, which I think is so important. And when people say that, feminism isn't compatible with OnlyFans, that's a complete lie, because you're being independent, you're getting your money, and you're basically...
There's a correlation between feminism and
monetizing off male sexual fantasy and female sexual fantasy.
I'm gonna have guys look at my Instagram and wank off to my Instagram bikini pics anyway, so I may as well make money from it.
Exactly.
Like realistically, we have guys sending us unsolicited dick pics all the time. I may as well make money from it. These are things that happen in everyday life. I think what a lot of people don't realise is that this is all natural, and also it's porn. People should be paying for their porn. Porn is a luxury. I pay for my porn. I subscribe to people's OnlyFans. I subscribe to people's Pocket Stars because I think people should pay for their porn. And it annoys me when guys are like, oh, I don't pay for that shit. And like, I don't pay for porn. I just watch free stuff. And it's like, that's not flex.
They're the same kind of guys, or girls as well, whatever, that watch illegal movies online and then end up getting a virus and have to take their fucking computer to the little shop next door that fixes their hard drive. I don't even know.
Like, I think
you sound not good with technology. How am I going to edit this?
But yeah, I think people need to realise that, look, porn is porn. Everyone watches it. My plan for the future, I don't want to do this forever. It's not something I want to do forever, but I want to do this, make some mad money, invest it, and have a cute little vegan cafe.
Cute.
Or like something. Have a few houses, like
Yeah. So next question. So someone has asked, how has joining OnlyFans, or has it affected your mental health in any way, positively or negatively?
So I would say it's okay. So let's start with the bad and then with the good. Because my job now is taking pictures of myself and looking at myself on a screen and watching videos and looking at videos and pictures of myself, I would definitely say it's made me more body conscious. I have put on a bit of weight recently, that lockdown charm.
I love that.
I don't think there's one
trying to hide my
I don't think there's one person that has it.
So yeah, I would say that it's different for everyone. I am very lucky that I am happy in my body. Sometimes it does make me a little bit self-conscious.
I would be, without my leg in my head or something, I'd be like...
Yeah, I think there have also been times of where I remember I put something on my Instagram story a couple months ago where I woke up and I was just in a really rubbish mood, and I was speaking to this guy and we were having a normal conversation and he mid-conversation went, "I'd definitely dominate you." And I was like, where did that come from?
Sorry. Again, with men.
Excuse me, sir, we were talking about breakfast.
The audacity, where did this come from? Like,
it's because I just said I do OnlyFans full time, and men use that as an invitation to...
Who sorry, again, another question for men. Who asked?
Why?
Who asked? Like, actually, like, because we didn't.
Yeah.
Who asked?
Johnny, put it away. I don't want to see it. Yeah, his name isn't Johnny, but yeah, and that really, really got to me because I was kind of like, when it's my job and I'm having people message me in a sexual way, at least they're paying me, and to some extent they have the respect to actually subscribe and sign up.
Exactly.
And they have that level of respect for me. But then when it's just random guys that I'm trying to talk to and I'm trying to have like a good conversation with, and they suddenly get sexual and they sexualize me when I don't want to be, it does really get to me, and that's more the repercussions of my job, not like the job itself, I would say.
Would you just stop talking to them then? Because I would just be like, subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Yeah, no, I just blocked him.
I was going to say, because it might be, I imagine it's quite difficult to know if someone's actually just using you for free content or if they're genuinely interested in you. I know we've just talked about relationships, but I do feel like, me personally, it's quite difficult to see if someone actually wants like a future with me, like properly girlfriend, wifey kind of stuff, or if you just
looking for something quick,
you want to shag and go away. Like,
I definitely feel like it's made me kind of look more into people's behaviour and how they treat me, and if someone any red flags, I'm like, no.
But I think seriously affect your mental health. I think after a while, getting so many like blows and negative
like you're more
people.
like filtered in a not filtered, but a bit more cautious.
Bit more.
Do you know what I mean? Like, just in case you're like, oh wait, does he actually just want free content, or is he actually interested in me?
I think I don't speak to as many people now because I think I'm a little bit more focused on kind of me in general. But when I do speak to guys, I'm very, very upfront about what I do, and I do try and get the conversation in as early as possible.
Best way to be.
And if I do get that conversation in as early as possible and then say, like, look, this is what I do, and then they turn around and go, so can I see some of your content? No. So do I get a free subscription?
Disgusting.
No. So are you going to send me some videos?
No.
Like, if you really grafted hard enough and you genuinely wanted, you would see
you
it in person.
Yeah.
I don't see the
For
point.
God's sake,
exactly.
where does that? You do not think that in your head, like, oh.
Yeah. So it is a very, very good way just to filter out the crap ones, and then but when I do meet good guys who do respect what I do and who are respectful, it's very, very evident.
And you're like, oh my god, you're a diamond in the rough. So have there been like any positive effects?
Yeah.
Positives.
mentally?
So
Sorry.
yeah. So I would say that the positives are, I'm not waking up at stupid times. I'm really, really happy working for myself, and I think this is something that I see myself doing for the rest of my life. Not sex work specifically, but I will definitely be my own boss for the rest of my life.
That's what I feel as well.
Yeah, and I feel really, really blessed. And yeah, I mean, I love my job, and I do every now and then I'll get a rude subscriber that's like, why don't you have full sex scenes on your page? And I'm like, well, I don't do
But
that.
that's like
or
that's
any
just not me
job. Like,
subscribed to
I could
anyone
get a
else.
complaint from lashes.
yeah,
As could anyone, like, who does, say, brows, or someone who makes cakes. They could be like, this is a bad batch. And you're always going to have...
disgusting.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you can't, like, not everything is always going to be positive.
yeah. There are some people.
Yeah.
There are some people who are sometimes a little bit shitty, but then I get other subscribers that are really, really lovely, that I do have really good conversations with, that will be respectful. They will send me tips for when we have conversations. They will buy extra content. They will do like my posts, and they will support me in every possible way, which is really nice. Be that subscriber.
Next question.
Ooh,
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, yeah.
TT.
So, I'm asking this question because I know...
She knows.
So, have you had any weird requests from subscribers? And I'm asking this because I'm f***ing dying inside,
Like,
because
we
I
need
know
to
one of the stories, and it honestly makes me wee.
Okay, so
Alright. Alright, sis.
so
Pissed on our leg.
Golden shower.
Sorry. No
We-
other reference.
yeah, so we don't kink shame. I don't kink shame. I think this.
I embrace it.
Yeah, this job has made me realise that there are lots and lots of different kinks, and there's a kink out there for
And we
absolutely
love it,
everything.
yeah.
Also,
But
can I just say, is
there are
everyone
some funny ones.
suddenly got a thing with feet? Can I just...
Oh, everyone loves feet.
I hate feet!
I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
Everyone loves feet. My most interesting requests I've had, though, there are some things that I do that I have done, and there are some things that I haven't done. Things that I don't do, I've been asked to do things like age play, which I personally don't feel comfortable with. So
what's that? Sorry.
age play is me pretending to be much younger,
nah, that's
which
wrong.
I think is
Yeah, no, that's just.
it's not for me.
It's not
No.
for.
It's not for me. I have been asked to do scat videos. Do you know what scat
I'm
is?
so sorry.
So
I'm so
scat is shitting.
Pooing! Oh my
So
God.
people have asked me to literally like shit on camera. I haven't done that. I know you do you boo, but it's not for me. I have been asked to do a sploshing video, which is
Again.
like food play, which I actually really wanted to do.
I feel like that
do
would be
that.
really fun.
Yeah, he
I
wanted
love
me to
food.
sit in the bath and like pour maple syrup over
Is
me
this
and like
what
golden
yesterday
syrup.
was?
Oh, I thought you meant like eat a pizza real quick or something. I was like, I'll do that.
But yeah, so like pouring like custard all over me and stuff. I didn't do that, but I think that would be fun.
I really feel like you should do that.
do
I want to, but he wasn't going to pay me enough, so it wasn't going to be
fair
worth it.
Like, I've got to buy the groceries, guys.
Yeah, I have to buy the
Yeah.
custard, the chocolate, like. It's all-
But the funny one that you love,
Give it to me now.
I have had a subscriber who one day messaged me and said, can you do a video of you popping balloons? And I was like, yeah, okay.
Normal balloons.
Just
No,
normal
like
balloons.
balloons.
Just balloons.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, sure. And he wanted me to specifically be angry that they had been left out. He wanted me to be furious at these balloons. How dare you leave the balloons out? And he was like,
Who left these out? Who did that?
He's like, can you wear something sexy? And I was like, yeah, sure, because my subscribers choose whatever I wear, like what I want to wear. They want me to wear in the video. You're dying.
Okay, let's let her get the story.
Sorry,
Harriet's having a stroke right in.
It's not great.
And he was like, can you wear something sexy? And I was like, yeah, sure. I was like, I've got all of the lingerie. I've got nurse outfits, schoolgirl outfits, whatever. What do you want? And he was like, have you got a sports bra? And I was like, I've got ease. My sports bras aren't like yours, like little and sexy.
These are...
My sports bras look like a maternity bra. They strap them in and they do the job. And he was like, yeah, no, do it.
No, babe. Yeah, that's what I like.
So yeah, and it was lucky that it was literally about a week after my birthday and we had loads of balloons lying around the flat. So I just sat on my bed popping the balloons. And it was really, really difficult not to laugh.
How dare you leave it?
Who left these balloons here?
I was like, I was like, I cannot believe that they have left them out and I've got to clear them up.
This is so rude.
Did you like finish the video? No, you didn't finish. Like he wanted a certain amount of time.
Yeah, so he wanted a certain amount of time and I popped all of them. And he just wanted me popping them with my hands, by the way, guys. So it's not like I'm like bouncing on them or sitting on them or anything.
It's not even like
Bouncing
and on that balloon.
And he wanted it to be a certain length. And I popped all of the balloons before the video ran out. So I'm looking at the time on my phone and I'm like, fuck, what do I do now? So I was like, and now I've got to clear up all of these rubber bits. The acting was shocking. I would much prefer one of my other videos get leaked than that.
Yeah,
actually, no, touch wood, none of them get leaked. None of them.
God. But if it was any, please not
that
be
one.
the balloon.
Please, Lord, not that one. What other ones? Lick my armpits. I didn't do that.
Your own?
Yeah, lick.
Can
like
you lick
someone
your
wanted.
armpit?
Probably.
I don't know.
Someone wanted me to lick my armpits.
Tried.
I did have someone who wanted me to use. They wanted to buy me a specific dildo that was like in the shape of a dog penis. And that just made my vagina twinge a little bit.
That would,
like in a bad way.
That
Like, you know the bad twinge
disgusting.
where it's like.
some people.
So I was like, no, that's not for me. But yeah, like everyone has their own thing, but there are things that for me are not for me.
Just a not for me, and you can find someone else at the end of the day.
But then there are things that I like that probably other people don't like.
Exactly. So you do you, booze.
This time last year, someone tried to spit in my mouth. I would be disgusted.
But now I'm
like a baby bird. Get in there.
So, Tia, do you feel that OnlyFans is a positive, or moving towards like more of a positive platform?
I do. I think it's, as we kind of spoke about earlier, I think that it's a really positive thing that sex work is slowly becoming more acceptable within society, and I feel like OnlyFans has been a big part of that.
Yeah.
I do also feel like in the same breath feel like there are a lot of people who use OnlyFans who don't actually understand the background behind sex
grind
work
and the graft that goes into it.
Yeah, and a lot of people kind of see it as like a quick buck, and sometimes for some people it is like when you see like these big social media influencers and things like that.
Don't even post nudes. I know it's not all about that, but by the same time, it is a bit offensive, isn't it? You put your heart and soul into this content. Remember one time you were exhausted after making content, and it's like they could literally just take a picture in their underwear, and it's like they'll get thousands for it just because of who they are, because people are curious.
I mean, it is tiring, so I don't blame you for...
It is, and a lot of people think that it's kind of it's like, oh, like you post an underwear picture or a boob pic here and there, and you rake it in. It's like, no, like there are nights where I'm up until like 4 a.m. because I
Try to get it right.
I go
get
to
them angles.
or like either doing content or messaging people.
Yeah.
Like I will have people that will pop up at 3
Because you've
o'clock
got
in the
to
morning.
pitch the clients.
International
It is literally
as well.
like-
Yeah. So I'll have people that
Yeah.
will pop up at 3 o'clock in the morning and want to do like a sexting session or want like live pictures and live content, and they're paying for it there and then. And it's like, right, okay, well, I'm not going to say no to this money.
Just because of that. You know me, I'm in bed by 9, 10.
Yeah. So
Honestly.
like,
All right, maybe I
it's-
need to consider doing it then, guys. I'm always up at those hours.
You may as well.
I'd be the
couldn't.
worst.
Yeah, that would be
Um,
terrible, actually.
But yeah, but there's, I think it's sad that a lot of people use it and kind of exploit the industry.
And the people in it that have been grafting
And the
hard,
yeah,
like
the people
yourself.
that have been working hard and don't support and don't realise that there are sex workers out there that are escorts and that are going out and giving blowjobs for £5, and they don't respect that we're so blessed to be able to do what we do, and that we don't have to kind of do that, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. But I respect all sex workers.
Yeah.
But then there are a lot of people who will kind of like turn the noses up at other sex workers that like escorts and things like that, and it's like, well, sex work is sex work.
Yeah.
It's all work, and that's one thing that people don't realise. Some people don't realise that it is a real job, and it is a career, and it is something that people can do full time, and it is something also
you're
that people
living
can
proof of
enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not always, oh my god, like you must have had such a bad upbringing for you to
No,
have to
I'm
do
actually
this.
a very happy girl.
No.
Mentally, I'm okay. Like,
Yeah,
I had
I
a
chose to
fine
do this.
childhood. Like, I wasn't forced into it or anything.
Yeah, I mean, we've all been through trauma, but
like, we all have been through episode 3 if you haven't listened yet.
But yeah, and it's like no, I enjoy doing this. I chose to do this for a reason. But yeah, it kind of annoys me when there are people who kind of just jump on the bandwagon. Like, I don't know if I can say exactly who, but the girl, the actress who jumped on and said
We all
that
know.
she paved the way and people followed her, and she's actually the reason that she fucked up OnlyFans. She fucked up a lot of sex workers' incomes. There's a limit of $100 that people can tip, and that's because
Really?
she
Only?
fucked up.
I'm
the
very
platform.
surprised at that. Like, $100.
$100 is the max now, and you could tip anything before. So tips. So
Tips
yeah,
capped to
she
100.
let's call her Schmella Born. She joined OnlyFans, was charging people a ridiculous amount, was promising things, saying that you're going to see her everything, and then actually wasn't doing it.
Coochie.
And
Coochie Sorry.
and she's actually fucked up the platform quite a lot for a lot
Cheers
of other
to that.
sex
Thanks,
workers.
babe.
Thanks, babe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers to Schmellaborn.
Thank you. Oh,
No.
in the eye.
But yeah, I think just to round it off, I think it's a good thing because sex work is slowly becoming more accepted, but also people don't understand and don't remember the other people that have been doing it for a longer amount of time, and the people that are doing even more than just posting videos and pictures and things like that.
Off the back of that question as well, obviously I know you've said a couple of times about your page being reported, like Instagram. How do you feel about social media platforms as big as Instagram not really supporting your career? Because obviously for me, I've got 2 business pages now. I've got the SisTea podcast with yourself, and I've got my Lash page as well, which are both my business accounts, which actually they've been reported as well, but that's a completely different topic. How do you feel about the fact that someone like me can support my 2 businesses, but for someone like you, you get reported on, you know, not saying every day, but you do get reported.
Yeah, so I feel like there's, as much as socially sex work's becoming more accepted and more common, professionally it's still not seen as a real job in a lot of ways, and we are still discriminated against constantly. So social media platforms do not allow sex work whatsoever or any sort of sexual solicitation. So people have to be really, really careful. I know people who will promote their OnlyFans and their Instagrams get shut down.
Such
Their
a shame.
Snapchats, their
No, but
Tinder
it has
accounts.
to build your profile. I think there should be 2 sides to these platforms.
Yeah, I was
There
going to say.
should be the side where obviously someone like yourself and sex workers are able to promote themselves, because it's such a big platform. Like, why would you not want to support people? It's what I don't get in business. Why would you never want to support someone? I just don't, like, that could be a massive platform, and then obviously you have the other side for
it's
underage 18. I know it's hard to monitor. I'm not a fucking idiot.
But the thing is it's not like I'm posting explicit content on my page to promote it.
You can't even use the word OnlyFans. Like, I remember when I was promoting this episode, I had to put a little star and asterisk, so I put OF with like the peach emoji, and I'm like, I wish it could just be like, this is my bestie, she does OnlyFans, like, ask her questions. Like, we can't do that. And I'm like,
and it's all legit. And to be honest, like, what you've posted, like, I probably would have posted the as in like
it's
underwear
lingerie.
You've got a fucking feed of Instagram bikini pics. Let me tell you, missed it.
You've
You've got more bikini pictures than Tia does fucking underwear pictures. And just because she's in a bit of lace and you're in a bit of like a wetsuit material triangle thing.
Maybe I should just start an OnlyFans.
But
I think so.
It's confusing. It's kind of confusing where these social media platforms draw the line, because there's you have people that have premium Snapchats, that make money off of premium Snapchats, but then like that are smaller creators. But then there's a page, I can't remember what it's exactly called. It's a platform kind of similar to OnlyFans, but it promotes premium Snapchats. And there's a unreal woman that I follow on Instagram, and in her bio it has the link to that website where it promotes her premium Snapchat. And she's a sex worker. She posts very raunchy stuff, like almost butthole out on Instagram.
A little ring.
But if I were to, like, sometimes I'll post like me in lingerie and it gets shut down.
No.
You know
what?
How dare you not accept my butthole?
This is how dare you not accept my butthole. No, the worst thing was, actually it's quite funny. I was promoting a picture on my lash Instagram. It's a picture of an eye. Obviously I do lashes. And that got reported for nudity. A picture of someone's eye.
Like, she posted a
when
naked eye.
Eyeballs. And apparently it was nudity. Someone obviously doesn't like me.
Yeah, someone doesn't like you.
Was it with or without lashes?
It was with lashes.
And it wasn't even naked.
No, I think it was Instagram. I don't think it was reported. I went to promote it, and it said this promotion's been declined because it's bizarre. a sense of
I understand the whole, like, because you need to monitor sex trafficking for younger people, but I do, as you were saying, there should be like separate kind of platforms, like a child friendly. But then the internet's so hard to monitor.
Realistically, you shouldn't be on Instagram unless you're 14 plus anyway.
Go outside and play with your dolls. Like, I was playing with Barbie.
We were jumping in the garden, acting like horses,
I
eating
used
grass.
to pretend I was a horse until I was like 16 years old.
We used to eat grass and
There we go. That's going to come back on me now. I'm going to get so much shit. I'm going to get people being like, you pretended you was a horse. So I used to eat grass.
I say it with my chest.
Love that.
We used to eat grass.
That could be on your. Now I eat. No, I was going to say something.
There's a market for that. I could get you in touch with people.
Next thing you know, I'm going to be promoting like my grass eating Instagram. Like,
I
me just in
literally
the field.
know
Like, nom, nom, nom,
Excuse
nom,
me,
nom,
lady.
nom.
Nudity.
Excuse me,
Sexual
lady.
solicitation. That. But yeah, it's annoying because you see, like OnlyFans has an Instagram account. Pornhub has an Instagram account. They are promoting sex. They're promoting porn. They're promoting sex.
Verified.
And they're verified. But yet I try and put something up and I'll put OF or even certain emojis. Like, Instagram is really, really kind of like shutting down on anything sexual on their app.
I just
like,
thought of something.
Even
Sorry, just imagine, like, you know, the person, I'm not saying it's someone sits behind a computer screen and monitors it, but I can just imagine some fat fucking sweaty man eating his donuts being like, there's a peach emoji, like spits his donut out everywhere, being like, peach emoji!
Sees the purple devil in his life.
But literally apparently Instagram are shutting down. They are clamping down on, soon we're not going to be able to even DM someone sexually. Like, if you try and sext your man on Instagram, you cannot do that. Certain emojis, so if you put like the little water emoji, the eggplant, the peach, apparently they're flagging those things up. And it's, to an extent, it's annoying because it's like, like where am I meant to promote? I promote on Twitter. I have my Twitter page. TikTok also doesn't allow sex work. Like I tried to put up a video, I've tried to put up multiple videos that aren't even that sexual and they get shut down straight away. But yet you have these big creators that are putting up
who put no poly dress on that's ruched material that's see-through. You can see their ass.
Yeah.
That's like, girl, you look amazing, this and that.
Yeah.
As soon as you post like an underwear picture.
Yeah, no.
Different
like
reception,
even one of my really good friends who Belle, my girl.
We love you, Belle.
Belle, I hope that you don't mind me saying this, but she put up a fire TikTok of her. She was making content and she was in like a PVC dress with her PVC boots.
Which again is on House of CB, Poly.
Yeah.
They have PVC dresses.
And she put it, and it was the Euphoria thing where it was like, I'm not supposed to be here because I'm dressed like a hooker and none of you like me, and she kind of like had her like posing, and it's a fire TikTok that got taken down like 4 times.
Speaking of PVC, do you remember that dress you ordered off Amazon?
Oh my god, I've still not sent that back. That's still sat in my kitchen. Oh yeah, no, please have it.
Yeah. Next girls brunch, I'm gonna totter in like totter in my PVC like.
Oh.
I'm swinging this lady. Oh, you finished it?
I was going to say I finished mine a while ago. We'll open another bottle. Quick fire assumptions.
Next section.
Okay. So a lot of people saw that I put the form up for people to put in their anonymous assumptions. So we're just going to go through them really. So someone said, I think it's 100% a personal opinion. Some love it, some hate it. It's going to go on the internet.
Sorry.
I think it's 100% a personal opinion. Some love it, some hate it. I myself wouldn't do it. If I myself would do it, if I didn't get stick from others. Girl, you do.
Don't think about that. You do like you. There's a you know if you hold on.
Sorry, everyone.
Harriet's cold.
Production value is.
We're not in the car today, at least.
We're not in the car.
I feel like if you lived your life based on what other people think, you would get nowhere. You'd be sat in a bloody hole, like, girl.
Yeah.
Like, if it's something that you want to do, of course, I think every single woman in one point in their life has thought, should just start OnlyFans. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So many people say it to me. I've had men in my past say to me, I wouldn't wife you because you post bum pics on Insta, so I'm scared of
How
what
many
they wouldn't think.
do that? I'm sorry.
I personally wouldn't do too much, but defo would consider underwear.
But they'll still like them.
As we said earlier on, it weeds out the insecure little boys and it brings out and shows the men that you want in your life. Yeah. If a man is trying to tell you that he is not interested because you post certain content on Instagram, there are so many more worse things going on in the world
there are
than a bit
plenty
of bum
fish
on
in the
Instagram.
sea.
But if he tells, but realistically, all of these men that are like, I don't want you posting that. Okay, so you don't follow any bikini models, no?
So let
me just go through your liked and your saved, sir.
Are you happy with me going through your phone?
That's one big red flag for me, not even amber. Because sometimes I'll see a flag and it's red, and I know it's red, and I'm like, amber! A red flag for me.
That's that big old flashing red flag.
Who is he following?
I'm like a bull. I'm like,
who is he following? Like, as soon as I'm speaking to a guy, I literally look at their following, how many girls they follow, and I'm not going to say that. Might do the thing where you look at who you go on the internet and you see who they're followed or whatever.
You're a psycho.
No, but if I'm speaking to, if I'm loosely speaking to them, no. If it's someone that I'm like dating and everything, I want to know, have you followed loads of girls recently? Because obviously, if we're going somewhere and you're still following girls, say that you've matched with on Tinder and things like that, like. I'm not saying like don't be fields and like but don't be following loads of girls all the time. And what kind of girls are you following? Why do you want to see them?
Yeah,
just subscribe to OnlyFans if you can do it.
Basically,
I'd support that.
Link in bio.
I would actually support that. I would support my man following girls on Instagram, subscribing to girls on Instagram for porn. Than I would. Is that weird?
No, not at all.
I can understand it because you're helping someone pay their rent at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's porn. Like that's all it is. It's a fantasy.
Like, it's like when men go to a strip. I have no problem with my boyfriend going to a strip club.
Yeah.
Like, where's the line? Like, if a man is gonna get pissed off at me saying, "You won't let me go to a strip club," yeah, you're following all these girls. There's like, I just, yeah.
It's because you have that big ushy gushy pussy energy.
Nimbus 3000.
Nimbus 3000. Pussy. Run up the wall that ushy gushy pussy.
Got that good energy, guys.
Yeah, it's that big pussy energy.
Not phased by
Fat
much,
pussy
except
energy.
you following.
But yeah, like it's I would never, if a guy doesn't like you because of what you post, or if a guy didn't like me because of
That's
my
his
job,
problem.
that's his
That's
problem.
his toxic
Why do you
Show
care
him
so much?
the front door, not your
Yeah.
back door, girl.
Exactly. Why do you care so much? Like, I think that's another thing. That's another positive.
Pause of that. Right, okay.
Show him the front door, not your back.
Yeah. I think that's another positive that's come out of this. I really don't care what people think about me.
And I think that, especially with Instagram and everything, I become a lot more conscious about what other people think of me, because I'm like, oh, how many likes am I going to get? How many comments and people going to reply to my story and
That's why I
everything?
went private on Instagram, because I was like, I don't actually care anymore. I don't care about who likes my pictures, who's following me. Like, obviously, I only went public for SisTea.
Yeah.
But it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Followers.
I think I have to go back to private on my personal, just because it doesn't bother me.
No.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Next, so your assumptions on OnlyFans and those who have it. Confident women who are happy in their bodies and want some money. Yes.
Even if
Get
you're
that money.
If you're not
Get that
confident,
sh-
maybe
Yeah.
it's a route to go down to get more confidence. Like, how confident do you feel?
Even
in
if
a
you
bit
don't
of-
I'm definitely more confident now.
Sexy
100%.
lingerie, and you feel yourself. I'm not saying you have to take photos, but you know what, girls? If you're not feeling confident, please, and guys, buy yourself some nice underwear and just look at it, just like embrace it, and just like empowered, feel empowered, feel
Look
sexy.
in the mirror and go, you know what? I'm banging.
Yeah.
I'm
But
pretty
also,
fit.
OnlyFans isn't all about showing off your body. You can have people on there that
show your
don't
feet
show off
too.
too much. You can show off your feet. You can show off any
teeth.
asset that you want. There's a kink and there's an audience out there for everything and anything.
Yeah.
But also there's people who are into like domination, humiliation and stuff.
Tattoos.
And they don't need to show anything at all.
There you go.
like-
You can be there in like a full latex bodysuit or a dress or whatever it may be. There's an audience for everything, so remember that.
Can we warmly welcome me dressing up as, like, I don't know, bananas in pajamas, and people paying for that? Because that's
Someone out
something-
there would pay for it.
I would pay for that.
Yeah.
I would pay for that.
I would have
pay
dressed
for
up
that.
as Gollum. I
Yeah.
would have dressed up as a massive toothbrush. Like,
Yes.
let me do it. Someone pay for that, please.
Dress up
I'm
as
going to
a
curve the
toothbrush.
way for a new sex industry. I am going to dress up as a daffodil. No, I don't know.
Listeners, should we take a poll?
You're my
How
hero.
I dress up as a toothbrush?
My Glossier lip balm. That's what I'm
Glossier
dressing
lip
as.
balm. Glossier
That's your
sponsor us, please, because
Next
we use
assumption.
your...
Yeah. Get that money. If you can provide safely what people are willing to pay for, then why not? OnlyFans creators get my full support. Whoever that was, thank you so much. And you are very right. Big dick energy, big ushy gushy pussy energy right there. Good for you. Get those toasty Belgian buns out and charge big money to view them.
Tia's got a little party trick, let me tell you that. With her Belgian buns.
My Belgian buns.
Oh god. Every single Prosecco night.
Prosecco night.
Prosecco ends up into vodka.
Get to my OnlyFans to see the Belgian buns. I admire your bravery and confidence. Thank you so much. People who are trying to make some extra cash maybe don't mind the attention so much either. Yeah, sometimes,
Why wouldn't you want
like
attention?
we've said, sometimes the attention's good, sometimes the attention does get to you and it does piss you off a little bit, but it's just all about respect at the end of the day. I have some very, very respectful people who approach me, and I have some people who look at me as a sexual object, and that is it, and they don't respect me in any way whatsoever. So
And they
there's
can
no
go in the
difference.
bin.
Yeah, they can
Sometimes
go
I
in the
feel
bin.
like-
They
They
can
can go
go
in the bin.
in the bin.
I'm not
I'm not
broken
even
at the
on.
moment.
I'm not even on OnlyFans, and I feel like an object 90% of the time.
Have you seen that meme
time.
of the Teletubby? It's just like January versus August, and the Teletubby in January is just like meh, and then Teletubby in August is like that's me.
You could actually sell me at IKEA. I do feel like a piece of like furniture. At this
Yeah,
point.
yeah. And then the last one we're going to touch on, they need others to feel sexy and confident. Honey, I felt
Honey.
sexy and confident. I was
You
sexy
should
and
see our
confident
group
before.
chat. Like,
You
yeah,
should
like
see the group
we
chat,
don't need
kids.
no man or anyone to
No.
make us feel confident. Like we
No
big
man,
each other
no
up.
woman.
Like
I don't
get
do
yourself
this.
a good circle.
No.
Yeah.
All I can say.
I don't do this. This isn't my job because I need it to feel sexy or confident. I do this because I know that I can make fucking good money
Yeah.
and that I can make some bank, and I know that I'm good at it.
And you can have that financial independence.
There we
which
go. And that is about it. We did do a little poll of where we asked people, would you ever or have you ever considered starting an OnlyFans? Majority of people said no. Had someone say, I would love to be a stripper. Girl, boy,
Go be a stripper.
if you want to be a stripper, be a stripper. If
Pursue
I
your
could be a stripper,
dreams.
I've said so many times, I'd love to
I think
be
you should
a
do it when the
stripper.
clubs
If I
open.
could balance on a
would love to be a
pole
stripper.
and stay up
Hannah
there.
and I went to buy a pole the other day to put in here, and it
It's
was
so
like
fun.
£200.
It's really
They are
hard.
expensive.
Like
Me and
it's
my
so
old housemate,
hard.
me and Belle were gonna do it. Me and Belle have been.
We're
for
gonna
such a
go-
long time.
You know
We're
what,
going to
I'm
go to
pretty
pole
good.
classes when
Yeah.
everything opens up again.
I've done it before. You know what, guys?
You need
I'm
some
quite good at it. But
strength.
it's like core strength.
We also had someone say, I have, only I'm not very imaginative and probably could not make more than a few videos. And then the last person said, what does that say? Here we go. It's not something I've needed to do, but feel if my job security was at risk and my income was staggered, sex work would be something I'd consider potentially doing webcamming.
Well, I mean, that's the kind of how you dipped your toe in, wasn't it, through webcamming. So,
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it's something, it's like anything. It's like all these people that do say, like, you know, on Instagram promoting, like, that they sell these designer fragrances for less, or like Lumi Spa or things like that. A lot, you can make it your full-time job, or you can do it on the side. Like, at the end of the day, a hustle is a hustle. Like, if you know...
But it is hard work. I think people do need to realise that it is hard work. It is a lot of work. Like I said, sometimes I do stay up until ridiculous times in the morning.
It's almost
think
as though
there are-
that work day has shifted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
From
It's
just
a
later.
difference.
Like
yeah.
you're still doing the same
I
hours.
wake up later, but
you're still doing the same
But
hours.
it's
It's just
constant.
literally exactly, and you're
Yeah.
constantly. You never get that if you do a 9 to 5. You've got your workplace and you've got home. Whereas you're like, I could be on job for this amount of time, or I could not, and like work
I think
is
you've got to be
home
quite
and, you know.
disciplined. I think you do remember, no matter what you do, going self-employed isn't easy. You have to be very, very disciplined.
Yeah,
Like, for me, I have to prioritise like making money over, you know, obviously there's a line. Sometimes I'm like, no, you know what, because I used to run myself into the ground with lashing and I couldn't say no to anyone, and eventually I got to the point where I was like, no, I need to prioritise myself. I need to get to the gym for my head. I need to see my mum for a bit of coffee and cake for, you know, my head. I need to, you know, take some time off to do some admin and financial, you know, things for my accountant or things like that. But you have to be so strict in it. It's the same with OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, being self-employed, you have to have structure, and you have to have the mentality of, well, I can't just sit around and be in stock.
I can't,
I need to make money. I've got bills to pay.
And it's even like little things, like the past month or so, maybe I haven't been as on top of making new content as I should be. But it's like, it's bloody getting up and showering and then doing my full hair and makeup. Because when I do content, my thing is that I always have my hair and makeup done. So to sit there
shave.
I have to shave. I have to do all sorts.
Like,
you have to make sure that your toes are painted. Sometimes you have to douche. Like
You have to douche.
but yeah, like it is, and it's like if I wake up one day and I'm like, I'm not feeling so hot, and it's like I've got to go and do this video now.
I couldn't do it.
I don't wear makeup. This is the first time I put makeup on in weeks. If I knew I had to put makeup on, I'd
I
literally.
couldn't do it.
It's
impossible.
annoying.
No.
So, are we going to end on a little bit of advice?
Yeah.
A little bit of advice.
My hot water bottle's just jiggling. If you can hear this in the podcast, it's like my stomach last week at the end was like. It was like
Prosecco.
No.
A little bit of advice I would say for any boys or girls, or theys who are looking to getting into
girls, boys, and gays.
Theys.
I said girls, boys, and gays.
No. Theys, gays, girls, boys, everyone.
Anyone.
Humans.
Anyone who is looking to get into sex work, who's maybe a little bit apprehensive or doesn't know how to, I would say just ask someone. Like, my DMs are always open. My Instagram is @TiaJaneMant, MANT. shameless little plug.
I'll put it down there.
Yeah. Yeah, if anyone has any questions whatsoever, like just ask the questions, because that's what I did with my friend who did OnlyFans, and she kind of got me into it like the first time round. So just ask the questions, and as well, like it is a big decision, so just take that little bit of time to think about it. Is this something that you really want to do?
It's like any job, you know,
Right,
sometimes when
You're
you say
going
to
self-employed.
someone, you know, when you get offered a new job, you say, can I have a few days to think about it? No different, guys.
No different.
No different.
At the end of the day, you're going self-employed. You need to realise that you're going to need to do all of the admin yourself. You're going to need to do your taxes yourself. You're going to need to do all of your accounts yourself. You're going to need to get an accountant. It is a lot to take on. So just think, am I ready for this? Is this something I really want? But if it is, if you were at the point that I was at, where I was like, I don't know what else I want to do, this is something I am interested in doing, then do it. Don't let what anyone else is going to think about you stop you from doing what you want. Just remember, like, realistically, if people judge you, you don't want those people in your life anyway. And there's going to be hella people who are willing to pay you.
And support you.
Yeah, like there are going to be so many people around you that are going to support you. And as well, I feel so blessed to be within the sex worker community, because it's such an amazing community to work within. All of the women that I know, and all of the men as well that I know who are sex workers and who do OnlyFans are all beautiful souls. Like the community is amazing. It really is.
Maybe get yourself involved in a community prior. If it's something
ask people. Ask people and do that little bit of research.
Get involved in chats and forums, not forums.
Do that bit of research and ask the questions, because no one, there may be one or two people that maybe won't be so supportive, but for me personally, I would never shut someone down for asking the questions if they're interested. Like, it's the same with anything. If I came to you and was like, I wanted to do lashes, when I was saying that, you were like, you're like, do the courses. There are going to be people who will support you, and
Right, so we're going to end on a quote. We didn't do this last week, but the quote for this week is one of my favourites, and it is, do not stop praying for the best for those you love. For those you love.
So thank you for listening, everyone. I really hope you've
having
enjoyed.
You on,
Thank you
loved
for
having our
me.
lovely guest Tia.
If you've got any questions or inquiries or anything like that, please feel free to DM either me or Tilly if it's regarding SisTea podcast. Or like I said, if you've got any OnlyFans sex work questions or any inquiries or anything like that, or you want to subscribe to Miss Tia, please follow her on Instagram. She has her personal Instagram, but she also has her sex work Instagram as well. Give them both a follow.
It's all in my link in my bio.
And you can find me at Tilly Freya,
at Harriet F96.
and you can find our podcast at SisTea Podcast.
Well, all the love, guys. It's been great.
Thank you.
Bye.